Go live.
For your Southern New London County Community.
I'll do it. I don't care.
At tackle, representing Thames River, number 3, Steve Torres. At guard, representing New London High School, number 99, Gibb Lewis Jean.
Yeah, the audio's on. Yes, I turned
At center, representing Walcott High School, number 78, Marcus Rodriguez. At guard, representing New London High School, number 11, Tishawn Williams. At tackle, representing Ledyard High School, number 65, Davin McIver. At wide receiver, representing Stonington, number 12, Josiah Blackman. At slot receiver, representing Montville High School, number 2, Demaya Owens. At wide receiver, representing London, number 1, Sakai Burgess. The fullback, representing Thames River, number 20, Kevin Bonsri. At running back, representing Thames River, number 8, Austin Whitman. At quarterback, representing Fairfield Prep, number 7, Tyler Smith. The Munity are coached by Brendan Downey, Mike Felt, and head coach Eric Whitman. Now, at this time, will the captives enter midfield for the coin toss?
Even if we were where's this guy? Right there.
The Connex box. The metal box. Is that too far away?
Oh yeah, we won't have enough.
It's not going to work because it's a stand in front of it. So what I'm thinking is that your phone? Yes. What if you back in the car?
Fine, because it'll hold 1,500 pounds if I had planks, but if none, what about stand on the roof of my truck? The right truck?
Yeah, stack it up. I probably
Amity Club has won the toss, and has deferred to the second half.
Hey, if I stand on the roof of this truck, that's good.
Yeah.
Now at this time, will you please remove your caps and helmets for the playing of the national anthem?
Is that even long enough?
Let's play ball.
Good afternoon and welcome to a brand new game. It is Connecticut Independent Football League action between the Southern New London County Mutiny and Amity Independent Football Club in Groton, Connecticut, just shy of the campus of LT Grasso Technical High School. Matt Gillis with you here on Fans Only Sports Network. Our debut day and our second broadcast of the day. We were in Rhode Island for a RIIL game between the Tollgate Titans and the Davies Tech Patriots earlier today, and now we are here in Connecticut, and I had a nice little 50-mile drive to get down here from Cranston to be able to get and do this doubleheader, and I welcome into the broadcast booth my partner who knows a thing or two about Connecticut football. Mike, how you doing?
All right, not bad. How's everything today?
This is good, and we are going to try to get a better camera position for you here. We're working on it as we are sidelined here at a field that is kind of in the park. Just a way to be able to play high school football in the state of Connecticut. CIAA canceling the fall season, canceling a replay in the spring. And so here we are in CIFL territory.
Well, that's what started this, actually. Last year when the CIAC canceled it, they got together and they put this together, and they put it together very, very fast. They're in their second season now. They had 17 teams last season, and that's pretty impressive to put together in a short time.
And some few different rules here. No kickoffs, no extra point attempts as we go right from play at the 30-yard line.
Well, you work with what you have.
Work with what you have, right.
I don't care about that. You got to help me get this up, but we don't even have a broadcast. I don't know. I'm going to get up there right now and I'll tell you. Oh, the 6 is hit. That's the best we're gonna get it.
No, we're in his line.
Oh shit! Who you recording for? If you listen, if we just do ours, you can just get it right off our YouTube channel. It's there forever. You don't even have to record. I'm just saying.
First down.
Yeah, that's the best you're going to get, probably.
Well, unless I can get on a group.
Do you want to try? I mean, you're over.
Incomplete
you're
pass
over
sets up second down for the New England County team.
You can see the play clearly.
All right.
I don't even worry about it. I would go with it. Even when they're right here, you can see it. You can see it. I would go. I would go with it.
Yeah.
I just go with that.
All right. How you gonna call?
I can see. I can see. We're working a little kinks out in the system here, trying to get a better broadcast position for you. Here's a pass on the outside, incomplete, and we're going to get a third down. Mercado trying to get it there on the outside, and there's a flag on the play. There's a discussion going on between back judge and the referee here, and we're going to get offsides.
Offsides on the defense.
On the defense on Amity.
Second down.
And so that's going to set up a second down and 10 after the play.
Gotta hate them offside calls.
Split there in the backfield. Pass outside here, going for number 1. He's got it. Is he out of bounds? Discussion between the referees, and they're going to say it's caught. Sakai Burgess pulls it down round about the 30-yard line in offensive territory, and that sets the Mutiny up 1st and 10.
He stretched it out for that one. New London's actually 14 schools put together, the New London Mutiny team.
It's an all-star team in CIFL play. Handoff here in the backfield, number 2 getting up and picks up about 5 or 6 on the play. They're trying to get a hit for out of bounds, and Owens a little push.
John Mercado.
Oh, push there from Owens to one of the Amity players, number 10, and he was not very happy with that hit out of bounds after play. And you were talking about 14 different schools making up this New London, this Southern New London County Mutiny team.
Yeah, they're made up from Groton, New London, all around the area. They're getting some recognition. They've got a few commits that are going to college next season.
2nd and 4 here for Smith, the quarterback. Looks back, dropping back, pass in the corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Trying to go to number 1.
I know the quarterback, Tyler Smith. He's the younger brother of their former quarterback that played here last season, Connor Smith, and they'll go head-to-head on Danbury on May 8th.
And the wind blowing around as we are field level for our broadcast position. It gives you a great kind of view, very different, looking at it from sort of like the side judge point of view here as a snap back to Smith, rolling to his right, tries to go seam play again, looking for Mercado, and that's incomplete. So 3rd down and 5 still to go. Check that 4th down now. A little late flip on the...
Slinging the ball early and often.
This Amity defense coming up strong here in this first series of action. Again, no kickoff. They took the ball at the 30-yard line and have moved it to the opposite 30-yard line. Snap back to Smith, looking to his left. Tries to get it on the fingertips and just out of play, and a turnover on downs.
Right through the fingers of Spencer Barnuck, number 15 for Amity.
But a great pass breakup gets the turnover on downs, and we'll see the Amity offense for the first time this afternoon.
I think the Amity kids are put together from the Amity school area up there, and they're a pretty well-rounded team.
Wearing that yellow A on the black helmets. Significant of the Amity area.
You know, all these players are responsible. They had to buy their own equipment, buy their own helmets.
Amity going with no numbers on the front of their jerseys, a very unique look. Just the big A on the front. Numbers on the back, and here's the first snap for Amity on offense, trying to get the run game established, and it's just a bunch right through the middle.
Taken down in the line of scrimmage, setting up second down for Amity.
It's going to be 2nd and 10. No gain on the play there.
It's a nice day for football over in Connecticut.
Tackle made by number 78, Marcus Rodriguez.
Groton, Connecticut, just shy of the Groton Naval Sub Base in the area. Not too far from Mystic and the Mystic Seaport, always a very famous tourist destination. In the beautiful part, though all of Connecticut really is actually a pretty beautiful
nice
state, but of course a lot of northern Connecticut, a lot of tourist destinations. Here's a roll outside and catching a pass, only picking up about 3 or 4 on the play.
It looked like that was number 2 for Amity.
Completed catch, bringing him up to the 25-yard line, sets up 3rd down for Amity.
And looks to be, it was number 14. I don't know, number 14 for Amity. Amity, of course, I mentioned it just a second ago, not wearing numbers on the front of their jerseys, just their A logo on the front. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes when you see players get the play. And then also a few Amity players that actually don't even have a number on the back of their jersey. Sort of like rugby style snap here. Pass out in the flat. This one's going to go for a 1st down to the 40-yard line.
Nice to move
1st and 10 to number 15.
And Amity's coached by Jerry DiGelio and Fred Luciano.
This is week 2 of the CIFL season. First home game for the Mutiny.
Well, they got 4 games off last season before the restrictions ended the season.
Hopefully we'll get more this year as everybody seems to be in a better place. Snap here. Handoff in the backfield. Pressure. Trying to get it around the edge, and a Mercado goes down, and they're going to call a chop block.
Tackle made by number
Brandon
6,
Johnson with the carry.
And there is a flag on the play.
Mercado went down, and the flag flew as soon as Mercado hit. And I'm wondering if we're going to get a block below the knees. Or a holding in the backfield happened first, perhaps.
Offense, bringing them back 5 yards.
Oh, so Mercado gets lucky there. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it's going to set up 1st and 15.
Nothing will get a coach more upset than in penalties.
After the penalty, it'll be holding on the 1st down, ball on the 30-yard line for Amity.
I checked that as a 10-yard penalty, so it's going to be 1st and 20.
Come on, Jaden! Turn it to that missile!
Fumbled, snap there, fumble, and then sack in the backfield. And it's going to be 2nd, and they're going to drop back about another 5 or 6, and it's going to be 2nd and very long. Ball at around about the 22-yard line now. And Amity's got a long way to go to try to pick up a 1st down.
Here we go, let's go!
Oh, and forever.
Let's go, get to the ball! Hey!
In the backfield, short pass. Little screen play, and it gets about 5 on the play. Comes up around about the 30-yard line in a 3rd down.
Made by number 11, Tashar Williams. Sets up 3rd down for Amity.
It's Tashar Williams getting the tackle. Number 11 for the Mutiny up there on the front line. Four-man front for the Mutiny. Now they're going to switch and go into more of a cover 2 defense here. Looking for the pass play here on 3rd down. It's going to be intercepted by number 10. And a fumble on the play and a recovery by Amity. Unless they say down by contact. Was he fully down? The referees are going to have a discussion on this one.
And I wish he had a number 10 on here, but the coach.
Williams with the interception for the Mutiny team.
So Sean Williams gets the interception. conversation between the referees. Was he down completely to the ground, or was he on top of the Amity player when the ball came out? If he was on top of the Amity player, that's a live ball. Now the side judge is going to come in, and we're going to have the entire officiating staff. Full-scale conference.
It happens in such real time, it's tough to pick up them calls.
And they're going to say the interception stands. He was down by contact, and so it's going to be mutiny ball at the 34-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10.
Tyshawn Williams getting involved already, both ways.
Interception made by number 10, Camille Johnson of the Mutiny team.
Camille Johnson getting the interception there. So a huge defensive stop for the Mutiny, and they're back in business where they were on the turnover on downs. Snap in the backfield. Mercado has it here to the 5, and he's going to be down just around about the about the 10-yard line, maybe just inside.
I see Mercado staying involved most of the game, using him quite often.
Tried to cut back there and see if he could get around the edge, and ended up getting taken down at the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal. They can pick up a first down at like the 1-inch line. Mercado in motion. Handoff here to number 2. He's going to go through. Did he get it? Inside the pylon. No, he's just outside. It's going to be 2nd down and a long one.
They have on here number 2, John Mercado.
Mercado's wearing number 6, unless there happen to be 2 Mercados on the team, which is possible. We're working off of rosters that we can get. Smith, the quarterback. Snap here, pass on the flat to number 2.
Owens once more with the complete.
Owens wearing number 2, Mercado wearing number 6, so a little switch of numbers on the roster that we had gotten at the beginning of the season. And change of the offensive setup here.
Yeah, they did, because don't even have a number 6 on my roster.
Owens out wide. Smith, the quarterback. Snap here, kept by Smith, rolls to his right, keeps it, holds for a second, keeps again, trying to go, and he's going to go nowhere as he's sacked in the backfield.
Sets up 4th down
Around about the 5-yard line, and it's going to be 4th and 5. And no opportunity for the field goal here, it just got to go.
Very mobile quarterback, number 7. Tyler Smith.
One man in the backfield, I formation. Smith. Oh, jump pass to the back corner, fade route, touchdown, Mutiny.
First. Completed catch by number 1, Sakai Burgess.
Sakai Burgess.
So Sakai Burgess, who had the big reception on the sideline during the Mutiny's first drive, gets the fade route to the corner of the end zone, and a touchdown, and 6-0 for the Mutiny. As they set up for the 2. Man in motion, and who went first? False start, Mutiny.
False start on the offense.
It'll be
back 5 yards.
5-yard penalty, and we'll redo the try.
Back it up, give him a little more room.
Is Amity trying to switch up their defensive set? Running a few players off the field really quickly. It was number 29 exiting the game for Amity. We'll go again. Owens in motion. Snap to Smith. Play action fake there. Number 8 trying to get around the edge here, and he's just going to get pushed all the way out and finally taken down.
The extra point attempt is
So the
successful, making
extra
the score
point attempt
6-0.
is no good.
Austin Whitman, number 8, attempted that.
And it'll stay 6-0 to the Mutiny here in the first quarter. As we take a look at the Mutiny players huddling for their second defensive series, and you see the mix of helmets. The players wearing helmets indicative of the schools that they play at. Some of them might be practice helmets that they're wearing. So you see a lot of different mixes out there. But of course, the Mutiny team pulling together all the same uniform sets.
They allowed the underclassmen to get their helmets painted their school colors so they can keep them for the next few years and still be able to use them at school if they choose to.
And so we get set here, and the Mutiny opting to go with the kickoff. And it's going to be number 20, Fancery, for the kick. And they do not have 11 players on the field. So a delay for a moment, and now they do. Kick is up, and it's a good one. And it's caught. Fair catch.
Fair catch has been called by Amity.
By Amity. It's going to be about the 25-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
Amity's coach just sent us an updated roster, so we'll see how that works.
Ah, appreciative.
Technology.
So we start about... We'll start on the 30 on the opposite side, and that pretty much is a significant point of saying that was the end of the first quarter.
Both teams have switched sides, and we're ready to begin the second quarter of the game.
And we go to the second quarter of action.
Hopefully people at home are watching. They can share this with their family, friends, loved ones that maybe live in another state that want to see their grandson, nephew, niece play.
And while we're doing our best to obviously bring you the action and everything that's going on, we apologize. There is no scoreboard on the field that we're on, and the clock rules also are a little bit different, it seems, as we had a very quick first 12 minutes to play there. So
a lot of these teams playing with what they have, best they can,
right,
getting it done.
So we're just going to go with it and give you the game call action.
1st and 10.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 with the ball at the 25 for Amity, their second offensive possession. Snap here, pass in the backfield, and that's going to drop short. Trying to go for number 8, the intended receiver for Amity.
Jerry Burns.
As they trot in the play from the sideline, of course, coaching staffs all on the sideline. Nobody up in the boxes, no headsets. It's all very, very grassroots. There's a pass play out in the flat. That one's
Ooh.
tipped by number
Complete
6,
pass sets up
Mercado.
third down for Amity.
Coming across there on the cornerback route. And with these short rosters, but also something that's very pretty much traditional to high school is seeing a lot of those two-way players that you see, those running backs, tight ends, wide receivers playing in those cornerback free safety positions. You see offensive linemen playing on the defensive linemen. So it's not abnormal to call Mercado for getting a catch and then all of a sudden making a play there.
We see it all the time in local round football, playing both sides, small teams.
A bobbled snap here. This one's going to get trapped down.
Fumble on the play.
It's
recovered by
number
Amity, sets up fourth down.
77 for the Mutiny making the stop there.
Bringing up a fourth.
And it's going to be fourth down.
Boy, they are backed up.
And they are on about the 11-yard line. So this is fourth and about 20, we'll call it. Looking from the complete opposite side of the field.
Back deep to return the punt. Number 10, Camille Johnson.
So Johnson is back deep as Amity is going to go ahead and punt here on fourth down. Two men back deep for the Mutiny as well. And Mercado is back there, and that one's going to go
Punt goes out of bounds.
out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, maybe just shy of it. So we're going to get first and 10 for the Mutiny. Third offensive possession. They struck gold on their second one with the touchdown.
Playing with a short field. High kick.
And Smith's going to go back to work. He's got Blackman out wide. Looks to be number 18 and number 1. Also out wide, number 8 in the backfield. So pistol formation for the Mutiny. Snap here, handoff to number 8. It's going to go up through the middle. He's going to pick up about 3 on the play.
Dustin Whitman on the carry.
Dustin Whitman.
Second down for NLC Mutiny.
So Mutiny trying to punch another one on the board. The push play and taken down as Owens back at the original line of scrimmage.
Maya Owens on the carry for NLC Mutiny, sets up third down.
It's going to be third and 10. And now you're off program clearly. So we'll see if Smith airs it out. He has Blackman out wide.
You got Zeke number 1 up on the top.
He's got also number 18 and number 5 as well. Some of the players not having names on the back of their jerseys makes it a little tricky for us. Man in motion is number 5. Snap here to Smith, rolls back for a second, goes to left, tips off of the hands of an Amity lineman, and fourth down. Just trying to dive for it.
I think it was Aiden Schaffer, the Amity number 5. Broke that up.
As Owens trots back in here for the Mutiny. Places Whitman. So a fourth and we'll call it 12. and see if Smith can do something here in the passing game. Drops back, look at the throw. Jump ball to this corner. Did he catch it?
It was tipped
They're going to
out.
say incomplete.
Batted out by an Amity defender.
So trying to go for that was Zeke and could not haul it in after the tipped ball. So a turnover on downs for the second time today by the Mutiny offense, and it's going to have Amity with the ball right about where they lost it, so to speak. They're going to get 1st and 10 from the 20. Thank you for tuning in today on Fans Only Sports Network. Connecticut Independent Football League Week 2 action. The Southern New London County Mutiny and Amity Independent FC. This is the first home game for this SNLC Mutiny team. As we talked about, they played 5 games last season before protocols went into place and shut everything down. Of course, with case numbers a lot better, testing a lot better, people getting vaccinated. It's a very different situation in April this year of where we were April of last year. So timeout called here by Amity. They talk things over.
Some people think they should have just let him play in the fall.
There was a lot of consternation through just how pretty much everything got handled athletically. I think just in about every state where people just, really wanted to let them play. It was kind of the cry just in about every single state. Because unlike with NCAA athletes, for a lot of the high school kids, you can't take a 5th year. It's like
Exactly.
it's a very different. It's like you don't get that year of eligibility back. Of course, the NCAA instituting that 5th year eligibility rule, basically saying we're just gonna, your senior season didn't count. You're gonna get a do-over and have that 5th year. You can't do that in high school. I mean, there are states that allow you to reclassify. Here as the quarterback for Amity just rolling to his left and right and couldn't go anywhere and gets taken down on the play and back at the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
And back to what you were saying with the NCAA, now you got the portal, which is overloaded with players. You got 1 and 2 that teams can't take. It's just trickling downhill.
Yeah, and a lot of discussion about how that was going to all end up affecting things. And now we're seeing the ramifications of it. It's going to be a very interesting spring/summer to see where everybody lands out. 2nd down and 10 here for Amity. Pistol formation in the backfield. Pass play here going right up the middle, and another interception by number 10.
Number 10, Camille Johnson.
Camille Johnson has 2 picks, and it's 1st and 10 Mutiny. They're going to have the ball at the 33-yard line, and they're back in business.
They're staying involved. A man with many hats.
And a timeout called by Amity, their 2nd called timeout
Amity calls a timeout
in the half. So they're going to have 1 more timeout left to go for this first half of action.
With Rhode Island and Connecticut being so close, the Stonington-Westerly rivalry got shut down, and that was a historic game, one of the oldest in the country.
Things that we hope to see back in the fall of 2021, where we look at hopefully having a regular fall season. both here in Connecticut for the CIAC and whether it be in Rhode Island with RWIL play, Massachusetts and the MIA, a lot of talk there about making sure they get everything off to a regular season. NHIA and New Hampshire looking to get a regular season in the fall. So all around the New England region, everybody's looking at that August date, really.
And Rhode Island, we're already in week 3. 2 more weeks, the season's pretty much wrapped up. Then you go into the 2 weeks of playoffs. It went by fast.
It did. I feel like I blinked and I was calling Tollgate Smithfield to open the season, and all of a sudden I'm here talking about next week's game decides playoffs. And it's kind of crazy, but that's the way hockey season went too. In the winter was 9 games, and all of a sudden boom, there we are in the playoffs. Here's Smith, snap, Mercado off of his fingertips, incomplete pass.
Where you see how that ended in a co-championship, you don't want that in football. And
right, so a lot of things still to be sorted out, but here we have 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Owens and Zeke split wide. Mercado to the opposite side. I formation backfield. Owens is going to go in motion. Snap. Smith rolls to his right, tries to go, throwing down, and it's an interception by Amity. And he's got a head of steam and a field to run, and he's going to get pulled down right at midfield. Number 21 for Amity. A big interception.
Jonathan Levitt with a nice pick. He only had 3 guys to get through, but they weren't letting that happen. They used the sideline as another player.
So a flip of the script, and Amity now has the ball offensively, 1st and 10, right at midfield.
I believe that's the 3rd pick of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
2 for SNLC Mutiny, 1 for Amity now. So 3 picks in just the first half of play.
"17 teams, over 500 kids get the chance to play football in Connecticut." And football's big in Connecticut. It's very big, a lot of private schools.
Yeah, and a lot of familiar stories coming out of Connecticut state championships. Of course, there was Newtown winning a couple of years ago, and that was a big moment because they talked about how the fact that when Newtown won that state championship, a number of those kids who won on that Newtown team were in elementary school at Sandy Hook when the shooting happened, and now we're playing as sophomores, juniors on that Newtown team. So it was hugely emotional for them to be able to win that championship, and they won it on the day that was the anniversary of that shooting happening, and that was a huge moment to memorialize things for them and bring that to their town. So Connecticut football has a long and storied history.
You hear about that a lot in the NFL, we hear about it so much with Tom Brady, I was in elementary school when he won his first Super Bowl, people say. And now you're playing with the guy.
And this is going to be a false start.
Play will be known dead at 2nd down for Amity.
Actually, they're going to call it dead on the snap.
Number 8 for New London looks like has a few offers from some colleges, so congratulations to him. Said he wants to get a holdout for LSU.
Well, nothing like that Tigers program down there in Baton Rouge playing in Death Valley, and I would I'd say, yeah, if you want to hold out for LSU, hold out for LSU. Go for it.
Cifl Stadium, I think. They used to play at Zephyr Stadium.
This is a low snap. thrown high and tapped away by Violetta, number 49 for the Mutiny. And it's going to be a long third down now.
Cifl, number 49. I have to remind him, don't take pictures off the computer.
So Amity back deep after the bobbled snap. Third and about 15. Pass back in the flat here. Nowhere to go for a second, and then somehow breaking speed and getting up about 10 yards extra on that, setting a fourth down and about 5. A huge run from number 10.
Anthony Olenchek. What have you been hearing on Quiddy Pay? He's coming up NFL draft top 5. I'm saying top 5.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting NFL draft just a couple of weeks away. And see where Rhode Island's own Quiddy Pay lands. Timeout called by the Mutiny. Their first called timeout. They still have 2 more for the half, leading 6-0.
Barrington looking very good on the Rhode Island side, 3-0. Some people say, did Woonsocket make the right decision, with a lot of games being canceled for the year, and maybe Woonsocket did hold out for the right call.
Yeah, I saw Barrington play last weekend against Mount Hope. Absolutely dominating performance in that game. Mount Hope tried to climb back in the second half, but Barrington plopped 33 on the board and held off the Huskies 33-20.
The senior heavy school was traditionally a D1 program, just came down to D2. A lot of the teams that went down for the realignment are struggling. Pilgrim, coming down from D3 after winning the Super Bowl.
We'll see the Pilgrim team next weekend. 6 games on the docket next weekend in Rhode Island for FOSN.
It's going to be busy.
A busy week 4 of the season. A turnover on downs. The Mutiny defense comes up strong.
Big guys for the Mutiny on the line. They have number 99. You need that size on that line,
So the Mutiny offense will go back to work once again, up 6-0. And they'll have a 1st and 10 from about the 42-yard line. Violetta getting involved in there. Burgoyne getting involved. Whitman involved on that offensive and defensive line. They're going to take a moment to breathe and let some of the big guys you were talking about, 79, 99, right there in the front. Snap back here to Smith. Smith looks out wide. Long pass. This one's going to sail over Zeke's hands.
Second down.
And outstretched there for Amity was number 11. So it's a 2nd and 10 from the 35.
Got a text from the Amy's coach. He said the only player without a number is A.J. Monona. Which is tough to see Amy's numbers with the A in the front.
2nd down, ball on the 40-yard line.
And the aforementioned A.J. Monona might actually be the center of that defensive line.
Whoa.
taken down the
Trying to
field.
roll out there, and a
Down.
flag
However,
coming
there's a flag on
in,
the play.
and that's going to be probably a late hit.
It looked like he had his arm kind of.
And there is big A.J. Monona right there in the center of the defensive line, as I mentioned, trotting off the field right now. So
Big boys.
a conference going on again at around about the hash mark area between all of the officials.
I'm sure they're not discussing dinner.
The last thing that you really want in this situation is, I mean, obviously you're going to have unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Some big boys on Amity.
So this is going to be a personal foul for unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to obviously set a first down. Late hit.
15-yard penalty sets up first down for NLC.
So first and 10, they're going to go just over the line into Amity territory at the 48-yard line.
Still 6-0.
Defensive game, not something you say too often in football.
No, exactly.
But when you bring together these all-star teams, which we can kind of classify this, and here's a flag down on the play, and looks like it's going to be a false start. So that'll back the Mutiny up 5.
Ball start on the offense, bringing them back 5 yards, still first down.
When you bring together, you know, a team like this, these all-star teams, you have all these different players from different schools, and you're trying to put together a playbook that just is easy to go and makes sense to everybody. You don't have the luxuries that you do of having everybody be on the same page sometimes, and so you get games where it's really just more about the play and not about the quality of the play. It's the opportunity of play.
That's what this is all about, the opportunity, and not as much as, you know, the win-loss column.
Snap back here to Smith. He's going to pass one out in the backfield. Little shovel pass there. Cut. And then making a run. First down and then some. No, sorry, my apologies. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
It looked like number 5.
Impressive run made by number 5, Max Commander.
So it's Max Commander commanding his way. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So pickup of about 7 on the play. And it's going to set up a second and we'll call it 7.
Lesson I learned today is buy ink for your printer, and I would have had the rosters.
Oh, I know how that goes. I printed off rosters in red ink the other day because my black ink cartridge went out. And so I was like, oh, what do I do?
I do the Pee Wee games, and so many times the micros, the little guys, I get these rosters on a napkin or a paper towel, and I'm doing my best. And parents get very upset when you mispronounce the name, so I make it a habit to, if the name's tough, ask the parent, how do I pronounce this?
We do apologize for anybody watching if we happen to maybe potentially butcher or mispronounce a player's name. We're going with what we've got.
This was put together very, very fast in less than a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Less than a day would be the way of talking about it. I know I found out somewhere in the middle of the afternoon yesterday, like, hey, want to go to Connecticut and call a football game? I'm like, I'm in Rhode Island, so sure. Not like you got to jump on a plane and fly across the country or anything. Got lucky with that one.
This is close. I actually traveled like 2 hours last season going to some of these games with the Connecticut League. You know, Meriden, I believe, or Meredith. You know, they had to get fields where they can get them. So this was pretty nice coming to Groton.
Down below the hillside of the Amity Grasso Southeastern Technical School, beautiful campus. Up on the hillside to our left, looks like a college. Almost hard to believe it's a
yes,
it's
really
a
does.
like career and tech high school.
talked to the president of this league today. I asked him how you feel about the live stream. He was like, I think it's awesome. You know, he's going to talk to other teams and see if, you know, who knows, maybe they want to get their
There's
teams.
Smith making a pass to the sideline there. That's caught. Still in play. And potentially picking up the first down. We'll see where the referees spot it there.
Going up after the catch.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight spot. And it looks like he
They are
might have
literally
the spot.
right at the mark. Timeout called by the officials. We'll see where they spot this. That is about as close to the stick as you can get it.
Don't mind me today. I'm only up about 3 days already. We're working all the football games. I like what Rhode Island did, bringing Max Prep, signing a contract with Max Preps to have Max Preps, you know, keep all the stats and everything for Rhode Island now. And Max Preps has a pretty good system. So they did something good this year.
So after all is said and done, they're going to spot it where the knee went down. So it's going to be 4th and 1 for SNLC Mutiny here. We'll see what Smith can do.
They didn't get this spot.
In the backfield, pistol formation, 2 out wide. Holds for a second. Passes out
nice
here to
catch.
number 0. And it's cut, and he picks up another about 10 yards on the play. First down, Mutiny. Smith coming up with a huge haul there.
Diamond Smith with the completed catch.
And Diamond Smith comes up with a big catch. And the Mutiny in striking territory now into the red zone. About the 19-yard line, 1st and 10. And goes Smith again in the backfield. Rolls out, caught here by number 10. Trying to juke around. He's all tied up, and he's going to go down.
Number 5 don't make that block. He don't make that catch. Nice block by number 5.
And it's going to be
now halftime with the score. NLC
and that's going to
6,
take us
Amity
to the
6.
half. So that expires that drive, and it's going to be the SNLC Mutiny 6, Amity nothing. You're watching Connecticut Independent Football League action on Fans Only Sports Network.
What's the score?
6-0. Yeah, for the corner. Oh. Nope, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I had you down a row. That's actually fine because we use that in between like quarters. It shows the scoreboard.
Is the audio on yet? No, don't put. Wait, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, has it been on?
No.
Dude, you told me it was off. I'm looking at it.
I just turned it on.
Kicking for NLC, number 20, Kevin Fansry.
So Kevin Fansry is going to take the kickoff to start the third quarter of action here. This one is going to be fair caught. And we are back underway between the Southern New London County Mutiny and Amity Independent Football Club. And it is 6-0 Mutiny to start the third quarter of action. Thank you for tuning in today on Fans Only Sports Network, Connecticut Independent Football League action, week number 2 for these two clubs, and the first home game for the SNLC Mutiny.
And they're going to play up until May, so they'll have a pretty long season.
An actual football season. An actual amount of football season. Amity in the black jerseys with the yellow numbers and trim. Mutiny in the blue pants, white jerseys, and this one is bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. And we apologize if we're not getting you all of the player names and numbers as would be in a normal football broadcast. We are literally standing on the sideline of the field here below the LT Grasso Southeastern Technical High School.
Trying to read the 2-point fonts.
Trying to read 2-point fonts off of a phone, right? So we've got a little delay of game.
We got in there
Taking
fast.
The backfield sets a third down for Amity.
Third down. Third down and about 15 here for Amity. Trying to go pass out in the flat there. That's going to be a incomplete pass. And so it's going to be 4th down.
You see them hits coming a little harder, a little more personal.
Both teams settling into what their programming is here.
NK and Bishop Hendricken had a good game last week. You guys did that game as well?
We actually did not, but we were following along that one as we were actually calling the Tollgate Ponagansett game, and here's a punt that's going to get picked up by Smith in the backfield. He's going to cut out on the edge, trying to gain a run here, and is still on his feet and down to about the 30-yard line, Tyron Smith. So Mutiny ball, 1st and 10, just over the 30-yard line to about the 28. He took it from about the 40. So a run of about 25 on the play.
He had them wheels moving. Amity's coach said earlier they have about half the players that they usually do. Some players had other obligations they work. He just wanted the kids to have fun, you know, just like us getting here short notice. They were also pick up games short notice. Being week 2, I'm sure they're trying to get all the kinks out.
And a timeout here called by the Mutiny. Their first called timeout of the second half, leading 6-0. And as we talk about this being opportunity for the players, essentially opportunity for the referees too. A little bit of work for them.
And a lot of leagues are urging anybody that wants to be a referee to come and take the class, and because they definitely need referees. More retiring every year. If you like football, you want to be front and center, go to the NFHS and apply to be a referee.
And promptly be yelled at by coaches and parents all over.
Parents, you can. Emerson Kilgore tells me stories all the time. Emerson, great guy.
Yeah, he probably has just about every story that you can have in the book, from player to coach to analyst. He's gone about every side of the football world, and he's had some great stories.
He's a legend, my opinion. I think he's a legend, Rhode Island sports, definitely.
Snap here by Smith. Gang tackle in the backfield there. They're going to just call it dead on forward progression there. Whitman gets stopped, and that's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play. Backs him up to the 30-yard line. Second down.
Second down at the 30-yard line.
Second and about 14. And we'll see what Smith can come up with here. Zeke Mercado set right. Whitman with him in the pistol formation. Owens slotted to the left. Smith rolls to his right, passes one, cut right at the sideline, and that's Mercado with another reception.
Mercado staying involved, that's for sure.
Gets them back over the original line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 9.
Owens being a track star at Montville High School, he's another committed to Nicholas College. Congratulations to him.
So here we go, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, the airport's right behind us, Bluff Point Airport.
And a flag on the play. It's going to be encroachment on the defense.
Encroachment on the defense, bringing them back 5 yards.
And so that's going to make a 3rd and 9 a little bit more manageable now at 3rd and 4. So you went from difficult to moderate.
Back him up 5 yards. Let him try it again.
Send him forward 5 yards if you're the Mutiny offense. Smith's got a little bit less to have to deal with now. Snap here, rolls to his right. They go to that same pass play again.
Touchdown!
Pulls it in for the touchdown. The fade route from Smith to Ty Burgess.
Ty Burgess been active, another one all day.
So Smith sends that fader out twice to Burgess, and it results in another 6. And the Mutiny lead 12-0. And they'll go for the 2 here this time to try to get it to 14.
Like I said earlier, number 7, Tyler Smith, he's going to play his older brother, Connor Smith, a couple weeks at Danbury. That's going to be an interesting game. Connor was the Mutiny's quarterback last season. So brothers going at it. It's like UMass Dartmouth. You're going to have the Tiverton quarterback, Matt Gaychuk, and his brother, Steven Gaychuk. They're both over there at UMass Dartmouth this season. Coach McCormick puts together a good roster up there at UMass.
The run from the backfield. Does he get it? He's in!
Conversion is successful.
He's in for the 2.
Score 14-0 NLC.
So SNLC gets the 2-point conversion, and it's now 14-0.
So he had to throw to Burgess over here in the corner, and then they line up and go for the 2. Secure the game, I would think, maybe.
It's the third quarter, so anything's possible. We've seen more crazier leads get blown in games, and of course that's certainly what you don't want to have happen in this case, but it looks very likely to say that just the way that the defense for the Mutiny have been playing, it seems as though they've got an edge up over this Amity team.
The game we were just talking about, Coach Croft was down by 2 touchdowns, going into the half, and they come back and score with 17 unanswered points and come back and beat NK. Very, very competitive game.
Kickoff here, and this one's going to go down, and it's going to get called for he called a fair catch, and then ends up picking it up down around about the 10-yard line.
I hope we don't start running now and it's a trick play. Did you ever see them trick plays?
I've seen that, yeah. Where they make you think that they call the fair catch, but then end up, the signal is not actually the fair catch signal, and so. A little bit of everything going on.
Charge extra for that one.
Why not? I feel like every time we're at stadiums anyway, they always ask us to help. We never know how to do it.
Well, the new scoreboards are so complicated. Some of them with the Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, we've seen some very interesting, just the whole screen of trying to figure it out, and I'm like, whatever happened to just buttons and switches we used to have back in the day?
At one of the youth fields, we have something we carry around with us, and it's cordless, and we just, on the fly.
All these new things. Now, score bug is the new term that I've heard, which is for these wireless scoreboards that you can also just port into broadcast platforms and and everything. And it's been kind of crazy to see just how technology has advanced over the years. I was remarking in doing the Tollgate game earlier today. Tollgate playing up in Rhode Island. We've talked about Rhode Island football against Davies Tech in just their second year as a program. I was remarking about how, if I think back to 20 years ago when I got into this, of what broadcasting and broadcast television, all this, 20 years ago, if you would have told me that I'd be doing a game live and it would be going out, on the internet, I would have been like, what are you talking about? What's the internet? Interception here. They're trying to call for it, but instead it's going to be called incomplete.
Take it down in the backfield, sets up second down for NLC.
We came so far as the live streaming and what you had to do before when you were recording it. Cox Television, you go to the studio and you record and try to get everything done, cut up.
So second down and 10 here for Amity after the incomplete pass. Snap rolling to the left, passing here, caught and pulled down for about a 3-yard gain. It's
tackle made by number 5, Max Commander, sets up
58 for Amity. Sorry, 52 for Amity and Max Commander. Taken down here with a run play from the quarterback position, and it's going to set up a 4th down. About 4 to go.
Number 3's down here on an island by himself, calling for the ball. Now a defender in sight.
It's going to be 4th down and about 4 for Amity. Pistol formation backfield. Rolling to the left, throwing, and it's going to be incomplete, trying to get it to number 52 out in the flat. It's going to be a turnover downs, Mutiny ball at about the 32-yard line.
That was intended for Kobe Fantrella, number 52, for my new updated roster. Again.
So you talk about players, A, switching jersey numbers, and B, having some players play on one weekend and then not play on the other weekend. Just everything possible to be able to give opportunity for these players to be part of a team minus regular CIAC football. There's a Whitman, and he's hit hard right at the line of scrimmage.
You ran into a wall hit by number 10, Anthony Olenchuk.
So Whitman gets it back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
And for a lot of kids that probably want to play, but they really can't afford the helmet, the pads, I'm sure it's frustrating for them as well. So, you know, these kids were lucky enough they were able to get their equipment or buy them. I'm sure they would have bigger rosters for sure.
Smith in the backfield along with Whitman. 4 wide, 2 left, 2 right. Now they're going to shift in motion. So it takes a snap, rolling to his right, finds an open lane, and that is a toe touch grab, complete.
There's where to keep his toes down was that Burgess.
Justin bounced for the completed catch, sets up 3rd down.
So it's going to be 3rd down and a manageable 4 for the Mutiny here as they look to put a stamp on this game here late in the 3rd quarter.
Nice feet work by Zakai Burgess. Was able to keep his feet down. Like a Randy Moss move.
That is toe tapping right at the line. Both of them in. Empty backfield here. Smith going fade route to the opposite side. Pop ball. And neither one.
You got 3 Amity guys under the ball, and they bobble it.
A 4th down there, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So we'll have that 4th down play coming up for you in just a moment. You're watching Connecticut Independent Football League action on Fans Only Sports Network.
Both teams have switched sides and we are ready to start the final quarter of the game.
Would you have that saved in your garage or something? Like, oh, they really sell it in glass bottles?
That's old school right there.
Like the cans put them in the freezer. still have them.
No, the best is you gotta get the Mexican Coke with the real sugar in it.
That's not sugar, my friend. Just so you know. It comes from Mexico and it's
I didn't want to say what really.
Sky.
Fourth quarter action about to get underway between Amity and SNLC Mutiny. Mutiny with a fourth down and a manageable 4 here as they're going to try to go for it. Smith, fade route again to the back corner. Does he have it? It's going to be out of bounds, and so a turnover on downs, and we'll send Amity with the ball offensively to start their fourth quarter. And they'll get 1st and 10 from about the 24-yard line. Nice little breeze coming through.
Yeah, I haven't heard an airplane go off lately behind us.
Yeah, I wasn't cracking on you for drinking that either. I thought it was legit. I was like, I used to love chugging. I like strawberry myself, but you can find it in a glass bottle. Point me in the right direction.
Right across the mobile gas station. Right across the street. I like the cans, you freeze them.
So 1st and 10 coming up here for Amity. They're going to try to put something on the board. The Mutiny leading 14-0 in this fourth quarter. Handoff here in the backfield and immediately met by 4 defenders from the Mutiny right at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
He was still trying to get out of there.
The front 4 defense for the Mutiny all day long has not allowed this run game of Amity to get anything going. As you can hear the breeze blowing through our microphones, we are literally down on the field, as you can see from where our camera position is. That's relatively field level. A unique place to be able to call a football game. There's a run from the backfield on a quarterback keep, taken up for about 3 yards on the play, and it's going to set up a third down and call it 6 on the play.
The London high school team, Jordan Reed from the Washington Redskins, actually went there, played there for a long time, and he had a lot to do with the youth program. You know, a lot of funding, helped him out year after year.
The now aptly named Washington football team.
That's right.
Who,
Redskins.
Owner Daniel Snyder said they may very well just keep the name. Kind of going old school there, just calling it Washington football team. Got a old school feel to it. You know, back to like AFL days.
Daniel Schneider went from I'll never do it to it'll be done
Taken
Monday.
down by a good couple of defenders, sets up a 4th down for Amity.
So 4th down for Amity here as they get only a run back to the line of scrimmage. And the Mutiny defense continues to give all sorts of fits to the Amity run game. Keith, Fansry, Guyver, Britt, Smith, all out there just giving all kinds of fits.
Mutiny with the white shirts, red lettering makes it somewhat easier to see.
I appreciate when teams like have that. You know, when you get it in a way that is just so perfectly able to see, it's great.
When you're up in the booth and numbers coming flying at you, and
there's a high snap, it gets pulled down, and then he's going to go down for a sack on 4th down. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. Number 11 for the Mutiny going after number 11 for Amity. So 11v11, and it's the Mutiny coming up the better of the sides.
Amity's coach knew it was going to be a battle today, not having most of his guys here. He just thought it was important to get him here, let him have fun.
Yeah, Amity playing with just 7 players over on the sideline. Not something you normally see in football. Most of these 50, 60, 70 man rosters that we see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and this is definitely all things
I watched Burrville
different.
and Bishop Hendricken play a few weeks ago. I'm seeing one team sub 11, the other team subbing 4. That's going to be a long day.
This one's going to be run here on first down for a pickup of about 3. Austin Whitman again. He's going to be given the roll, so it's going to be second down and about 5 to go.
Burgess, Whitman, Machado, they all been very helpful today in carries, and it's tough to give it to somebody who would be the best, of the game at this point.
Smith hands off again in the backfield, this time wrapped up and taken down. That's big number 99
Third down coming up
for
after the play.
Amity. And a third down as Whitman couldn't turn the corner there. Backs him up to the 20. So third down, about 7.
Amity needs to get some kind of spot going, maybe get back in this a little bit, get a score on the board.
You see a lot of Amity players with their hands on their hips on just about every spot here, and just with only having 7 players on the sideline at this point in the game, when you're into the fourth quarter, you got to start talking about fatigue.
Oh, definitely. You get exhausting out there. That's why players hate to run during practices, but a lot of them running, that's what it's for, that fourth quarter stamina.
Handoff here in the backfield. Penalty flag flies, and carrying it through
Flag's been thrown
was
on the
number
play.
49 for the Mutiny. Flag on the play came in from the backfield, so we'll see. But Bilov getting the carry there. And it's going to be holding on the Mutiny. So that third down run that was so crucial, it's going to back them up. They'll go back to the original line of scrimmage point, and that's going to bring them back, and it's going to be 10-yard penalty. So spots them back at the 35-yard line, and a very long third down now. Third and about 20.
Forced to play with the mask. I have enough trouble walking with the mask without having breathing problems. But you got to be safe.
Snap here to Smith. Rolling to his right, trying to find any passing lane he can. Instead's going to Whitman, and Whitman's going to get hit hard in the backfield by number 10.
Foiled in the backfield, sets up a fourth down.
And it's going to be fourth down and forever. And we're going to get a punt here.
The jerseys that Amity wearing are actually their practice jerseys. They actually said the coach is, I'm sure he's watching the game when he can. But he just sent me a picture of the actual game jerseys.
Actual Amity game jersey.
Just,
pretty sweet.
The yellow on white with the, looks like with the spotting at center chest.
So fourth down here and a punt play. It's tipped a little there, and it's going to take a roll. Mutiny favor and steps out of bounds on the pickup. So Amity is going to get first and 10.
Ball caught, ends up going out of
34 was
bounds.
slow getting up
Amity will take
for
over.
Mutiny.
But it's going to be Amity first down in very good field position for the Mutiny defense to put this game in the books.
Emerson, I'm sure he's dying to get up here, work out some of these linemen. He's been, you know, introduced him last year to some of these people, and, you know, Emerson, he loves his linemen.
A timeout called. The officials having a conversation, as they do on just about every single timeout play. And Amity talking it over here. And the SNLC Mutiny defense looking to get a stop here if they could. With a 14-0 lead here in midway through the fourth quarter of action, it would essentially cement the game for them.
Yeah, they do look pretty exhausted, Amity, and you know you can't blame them playing. They're down. Half of their guys are here, so they have to, you know, double duty. Only a few guys on the sideline.
As I mentioned, 8 players over on the sideline for Amity. There's 8 substitutes for them. About 15 for the Mutiny.
First and 10. Ball on the 11-yard line.
Snap here from the 11. Pass
Incomplete
in the
pass, sets up
flat.
second down.
Incomplete, trying to get it to number 4.
When I talked to the president of this league, they have their semi-pro league, so they were talking about, you know, kids that really can't make it into high school after they graduate, they could still have a chance to go to the semi-pro thing. I think it's ECFL. They already won a championship last year, so congratulations to them, and a lot of work that Dan Lasky and Maxime has put into putting this league together.
Another screen pass here, and that goes incomplete. So third down and 10 for Amity now. And if they do not get something positive here, that will create a most likely turnover.
I believe Coach O'Keefe is watching the stream at home from Orange, so hope you feel better, Coach.
We thank you all for tuning in. CIFL Week 2 action on Fans Only Sports Network.
He said he's watching the stream. Thank you for the shout out. Coach John O'Keefe, Amity's coach.
So pass out in the screen one more time, and that's going to go nowhere.
Tackle made by number 0, Ty Smith, sets up an Amity fourth down.
So fourth down.
Coming into this, Amity knows what they're up against, you know, playing New London, Coach Whitman.
So fourth down here, and Amity's going to punt from deep in their end zone. Or are they going to go? They're just going to go for a pistol formation from 5-yard line. Long pass play. Turnaround.
Oh.
Can't get it. It would have been good for a first down. So a turnover on downs will send it 1st and 10 for SNLC Mutiny from the 10-yard line.
He had the right idea, turn his body square in his shoulders, but you need the other hand to bring the ball in. It's tough in motion.
Strong defensive play there by the cornerback. Time out
Looks like he pushed off the defender.
called by the referees. And we're going to have a conversation between the coaches.
Head coaches are going to center to talk to each other.
I wonder if they might just shake hands and call it a day here with exhaustion of the players.
We got the table, they can arm wrestle if they, don't want to shake hands.
Very unique situation. You don't usually see head coaches between opposite teams having a conversation right in the middle of the field, and of course the referees also right there as well. Late into the fourth quarter here, SNLC Mutiny leading 14-0.
And come back and watch the stream if you like high school football, high school sports. They did a lot of hockey in the hockey season. You guys did volleyball.
A lot of things, and of course, last night, it's actually a Saturday, Thursday night / Friday morning, the drop of the rebrand and launch of our brand new network name, Fans Only Sports Network. A very sleek new design, very sleek new logo, taking us outside of the state of Rhode Island to across the New England region, and we appreciate everybody who's been a part of this maiden day of broadcast for us. You can catch all the action on Fans Only Sports. That's fansonlysportz.com.
Share the stream and you smash that button in the middle that says watch live. That's how you see all.
It's pretty evident. It's really pretty evident.
Fans Only name been catching on lately. I hear that a lot lately. So, and now you got the sports brand on it, which is good because we need platforms like that.
Pitch play to the outside, picking up here to the 5-yard line. It's going to be
First down.
First down and goal, and some late flags after the play.
I think it was number 5 with the carry.
And the referees are just going to get in the middle of this right away.
He's saying good morning by taking his hat off, or somebody went off the field.
That's it.
That's it, it looks like.
We have hit the end of the fourth quarter, and we have hit the end of the game, and it's going to be SNLC Mutiny picking up the 14-0 victory.
Looks like the officials called this game.
We don't have the clock, so
I'm really not sure if there was any time left.
we go by what the officials call.
Well, we did have the head coaches meeting in the middle of the field, and then they got off a couple plays, and then that's it. Refs call the game, lifts his hat. Mutiny wins 14-0.
Well,
it's been great calling the game with you today.
yeah, it's been a pleasure, and we thank you to all of our crew who's been here. And that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in to CIFL football on Fans Only Sports Network. Take care and have a great night.
Have a good night, everybody.